Hi, my name is Zachary Ludwig, and I'm currently a student at Temple University. So today's topic of conversation is going to pertain to the United States women's national soccer team and their complaint that they have filed against the United States Soccer Federation. So, over the past month, the United States women's national soccer team, 5 players to be exact, 3 of which are superstars including Carly Lloyd, Hope Solo, and Alex Morgan, have filed such complaint in regards to a wage discrimination. So what does this mean? Well, obviously, there's unequal pay, and this unequal pay focuses on the United States women's national soccer team's pay compared to the United States men's national soccer team's play. And over the past year, many of us, if you're a fan of sports in general, have seen how popular and how relevant that the United States women's national soccer team has been. They won the gold medal in the 2012 Olympics, as well as winning the World Cup last year in Canada. So how drastic has this situation become? Well, besides the fact that women aren't being equally compensated as men, ESPN has provided some statistics in regards to how much money the men and women's team make for the United States teams. And you might be surprised how much of a difference there is. So according to ESPN, both the men and women's team are required to play 20 exhibition games. And in these 20 exhibition games, if the men's team loses all 20 games, they can still receive payment of $100,000. The women's team, however, if they lose all 20 games, will receive $73,000. As ESPN also provided the statistics of how much money the men's team would make compared to the women's team if they won all 20 games. So, if both teams win all 20 games, the men's team would receive a grand total of $263,000 compared to the women's $99,000 they would make. I'm going to let that resonate for a second. Now let's do the math. So if the men's team loses all 20, they get $100,000, correct? Now let's say they win all 20. They get a $163,000 increase, while the men's team receives the women's team receives a $27,000 increase. That's quite drastic in comparison. And the bonuses that the men would make if they won the World Cup is $390,000. The women who actually won the World Cup last year received $75,000 in bonuses. The men's team didn't even come close to winning the World Cup. They made it to the 16 round. And as fun as it was to watch and support them, they made $9 million just making it to the 16 round. While the women's team, who actually won the championship, made just $2 million. Now $2 million is a lot of money, but you spread that throughout the team, and what athletes are being paid in today's world is not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. You have athletes such as Alex Morgan who are featured on the cover of EA's FIFA game with Lionel Messi, but yet she makes $75,000 winning the World Cup. There's something not right there. Not right whatsoever. And this isn't the first attempt that the team has made to get equal pay. In fact, Hope Solo was even quoted saying that we've been told so many times that we should be grateful just to be able to play this sport and be paid for it. And Carly Lloyd quoted saying, "We're standing our ground and not having any more of it." These athletes, they're incredible. I mean, let's just put it in perspective. What they do, not only for themselves and for the sport, but what they do for the country. They bring us together. I mean, over the past year, the women's team Not the men's team. The women's team had a $20 million revenue over the men's team. I mean, they are bringing the sport, both sexes together, men and women. They're athletes, just like men. They work just as hard as men. They have the backing of the United States men's team, such as goalkeeper Tim Howard and former player London Donovan. This is absurd. They can make 40% less than what men can possibly make. And yet they're winning gold medals, World Cups. I'm in full support of the United States women's national soccer team. And you should too. Thank you for your time.